Fired for nothing? My shocking hospital dismissal story. In June 2024, I walked into my shift at Riverside General Hospital, where I'd been a dedicated nurse for 7 years, expecting another hectic but fulfilling day. Little did I know, it would be the start of a surreal ordeal that would cost me my job, my reputation, and nearly my sanity. This is my story of being fired for no reason, facing a hospital's betrayal, and fighting to reclaim my life. A tale I'm sharing on YouTube to expose workplace injustice and inspire others to stand their ground. I loved working at Riverside. The long hours, the emotional weight of patient care, the camaraderie with my team. It was all worth it when I saw a patient smile or recover. I had glowing performance reviews, even earning Nurse of the Year in 2022. So when I was called to HR on June 12, 2024, I assumed it was about scheduling or a routine check-in. Instead, the HR director, flanked by a security guard, handed me a termination notice. The reason? Violation of hospital policy. No specifics, no prior warnings, just a vague accusation and orders to leave immediately. Stunned, I pressed for details. The director mentioned an incident involving a medication error but refused to elaborate. I was escorted out like a criminal, my badge confiscated, in front of colleagues I'd worked with for years. Humiliation burned through me as I packed my locker, their whispers echoing. At home, I scoured my memory. I hadn't made any medication errors. My last shift involved administering routine meds to a post-op patient, Mrs. Carter, under a doctor's supervision. Everything was double-checked, per protocol. A week later, a letter arrived, alleging I'd given Mrs. Carter the wrong dosage, causing potential harm. My nursing license was reported to the state board for review. I was floored. Mrs. Carter had recovered fine, and her chart, which I'd later obtained, showed no errors. I suspected the hospital was covering for systemic issues, chronic understaffing, and a recent lawsuit over patient safety. I was an easy target, a scapegoat to deflect blame. The fallout was brutal. Friends distanced themselves, assuming the hospital's word was truth. Job applications went unanswered. The accusation followed me like a shadow. Sleepless nights and panic attacks became my norm. But I refused to let this define me. I hired an employment lawyer, dipping into my savings. We demanded hospital records, including Mrs. Carter's chart and incident reports. The hospital stonewalled, citing privacy concerns, but my lawyer filed a formal request, forcing their hand. The breakthrough came in September 2024. We obtained the patient's chart, which confirmed I'd followed the doctor's orders precisely. A colleague, who'd witnessed the shift, provided a sworn statement backing me up. Even Mrs. Carter, outraged when she learned of my firing, wrote a letter praising my care. Most damning was an internal email we uncovered, where a manager admitted the hospital needed to resolve a PR issue quickly. I was their solution. Armed with evidence, we filed a wrongful termination lawsuit in October 2024. The hospital's lawyers tried to intimidate me, painting me as careless and digging into my personal life. But the truth held firm. In March 2025, the court ruled in my favor, citing the hospital's lack of evidence and failure to follow due process. I won compensation for lost wages and emotional distress, and the nursing board cleared my license. It was a victory, but the scars remained: lost trust, fractured friendships, and a career derailed. This ordeal taught me how institutions can prioritize their image over their people. It also showed me my own resilience. I'm sharing this on YouTube to connect with others who've been unfairly targeted and to urge healthcare workers. Document everything, know your rights, and don't let false narratives win. I'm now working at a smaller clinic, rediscovering my passion for nursing, but I'll never forget how I was fired for nothing. If you're facing something similar, keep fighting. The truth matters, and you're stronger than you know.